Crochet this easy mesh bag with me. For this project, I'm using Yarn and Colors Epic, and the color I'm using is Antique Pink. Start by chaining 50. This will make a bag that is about 13 inches wide. You can adjust the number of chains by adding or subtracting chains depending if you want a larger or smaller bag. The first 3 chains will be considered our first double crochet, and then we'll work a double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. I have that marked here with a stitch marker. Work a double crochet in all other chains until you only have 1 chain remaining. Work 5 double crochets into the last chain. Your 5 double crochets will make this fan shape, and now all other double crochets that we're going to make this round are going to be worked into the back of the chains. Work 1 double crochet into the back of each chain until you come to your chain that has the stitch marker. When you come to your last chain, remove the stitch marker and work 3 double crochet. Slip stitch into the top of the starting chain 3 to close this round. Round 1 will end up looking something like this. It's going to be oval shaped with 50 double crochets worked on one side of your chain, 50 double crochets worked on the other. It should also be fairly easy to fold in half, and this is going to become the bottom of your bag. Round 2 will be the first round of our mesh stitch. To start, we're going to chain 4. The chain 4 is going to act both as our first double crochet and our first chain 1. Then we're going to skip our first stitch and work a double crochet in the following stitch. You'll then chain 1, skip a stitch, and work a double crochet in the following. Chain 1, skip a stitch, and work a double crochet in the following. And you're going to continue to repeat this all the way around. Again, you're working a double crochet, you're chaining 1, you're skipping a stitch, and continue until you get all the way back to your starting chain 4. I've just worked my final double crochet in chain 1. Now I'm skipping a stitch and I've come back around to my chain 4. So I know my chain 4 is considered a double crochet plus a chain 1. So I'm going to slip stitch into the 3rd chain out of that chain 4. To start the next round and all other mesh rounds, we're going to chain 4, and this again is going to be considered our first double crochet and our first chain 1 space. Just like we did before, we're going to skip a stitch, and in this case the stitch that we're skipping is the chain 1 space from the previous round, and as we work into the following space, that's going to be the top of the double crochet from our previous round. So we'll work a double crochet into the top of that double crochet, chain 1, skip a space. Again, the space we're always skipping this round is that chain 1 space, and then working our double crochet into the top of the double crochet from the previous round. I'll demonstrate it one more time. I'm chaining 1, I'm skipping a space, and then working a double crochet into the top of a double crochet. That's going to start our mesh pattern. It'll look something like this, and we're going to continue that all the way around. Well, in this row, the same way we ended the previous row, I've worked my last double crochet in chain 1. I'm skipping over a stitch, and then I'm working a slip stitch into the 3rd out of the 4 chains that we started the row with. Repeat the instructions for the last row until you have 18 rows of your mesh stitch. You can, of course, make fewer or more rows if you want your bag to be smaller or larger. Chain 3. Your chain 3 will be considered a double crochet. And now we're going to work double crochets in all stitches around. So instead of skipping the chain 1 spaces, you're going to work a double crochet into that space, work a double crochet into the top of your previous double crochets, and continue around until you have a double crochet worked into each stitch all the way around. Slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 to finish this round. Chain 3. This is going to be considered a double crochet, and then work a double crochet into the next 14 stitches. Count out 20 stitches and then put a stitch marker in the 21st stitch from the last double crochet that you worked. Chain 50. This chain will become your strap, so you can always add or subtract the number of chains that you make depending on the length that you want your straps to be. Then you'll secure it by working a double crochet into the stitch where you have your stitch marker. Work a double crochet in each of the next 29 stitches. Skip over 20 stitches again and add your stitch marker into the 21st stitch. Chain 50 again, or however many chains you use for your first strap, and then secure it into the same stitch where you have your stitch marker with a double crochet. Work a double crochet into each of your last 14 stitches. Slip stitch into the top of your chain 3. Chain 3. This chain 3 is considered a double crochet, and work a double crochet into each of the next 14 stitches. Chain 3. This chain 3 is considered a double crochet, and then work a double crochet into each of the next 14 stitches. Now we've come to our chain stitch. We want to work a double crochet into each of your chains like this. So 1 double crochet into each chain stitch. Once you've made all of your double crochets into your chains, you're going to be working into the top of the double crochets that you made in the previous round. You'll work 1 double crochet in each of the next 30 stitches. Once you've come around to the chains that you made on your second side, then go ahead and work a double crochet into each chain on this side as well. Once you've worked a double crochet into each of your chains, work a double crochet in your last remaining 15 stitches. Slip stitch into the top of your chain 3, then chain 1, cut your yarn and leave a long tail and pull it through. Now you are done. You just have to weave in your few ends and enjoy your bag.